Hey, my name's Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever felt like you've just been waiting for something for a long time? So, I've been waiting for this Widow Jane Decadence now for about 9+ months. I've been not able to find a bottle. Every time I hear there's a bottle somewhere, I go there and they're sold out. It goes quicker than I can find it in this area. So fortunately, someone on this channel, Robert, thank you very, very much, had mentioned that they have some in their area. And Robert and I were able to make out a trade. He got something I'm hoping he's going to absolutely enjoy that he doesn't have in his area. And I got the Widow Jane Decadence. Thrilled about that. Looking forward to it. Like I said, I know it's a lower proof, but I'm big on if it's lower proof, have some fantastic flavors. And I'm good with you, and I'm happy with you. A couple things to unpack before we go. Closing in on that 1,250. I swear you guys do such an amazing job growing this channel. Thank you very, very much. 1,250, put up something, let one of these go. Next on deck, as you see over here, we've got the Evan Williams 12, and then we got the Lucky number 7 from Terrence. Absolutely looking forward to both of those bottles. Eric contributed this, Terrence contributed this, Robert helped me get this one right here. So you guys, as members of this channel, you guys do an amazing job of bringing stuff to the channel, and I wouldn't be able to do it without you. So thank you very much. Also, truth in advertising type of thing. Sometimes advertisers don't get things right. So you look at this shirt here today, and it says PMS, but in the little writing underneath, if you can see it with my belly, it's pastors, ministers, and staff. So I don't know if it's a stroke of marketing genius or just wasn't paying attention for the acronym on here, but this shirt always makes me laugh. Reason why it always makes me laugh is my father-in-law, who's deceased now, he was a pastor at our church for 30+ years. We would play versus the youth in our church. And this was our shirt for the game, the PMS crew. So had a great time with that. Seeing if you have ever imagined an old Southern pastor running around playing some basketball in this shirt, it's hysterical to me. So talking about truth in advertising, there's certain things that you also see over a period of time that are no longer. One of my bottles that I'm going to miss the most is 13th Colony, their sour mash. And they had talked about that too, that on the label, that sour mash was big and bold and broad. And what it did is they think that the marketing wasn't good, and it kind of drove people away. People may not realize what true sour mash is. So if you have a bottle that's kind of gone the way of a dodo, put it in the comments of what bottle that you wish was still around that's not around anymore. Mine would have been the 13th Colony Sour Mash. Still a few available in the area. I try to get as many people as I can, some that aren't in this area. So when we have an opportunity to meet up, they can get it. But all that being said, let me get into this Widow Jane Decadence. So this is a bourbon that's finished in maple barrels. I think it's like 91 proof. So it's coming in at, right at 91 proof. So 91 proof is a great entry level, bourbon for somebody. And if they've never had a finished bourbon, this would be something that you'd maybe want to consider. But let me try it first, because it is a little bit pricey. You're probably looking about $100 minimum when you see these. But even as a 90 proofer, it's got some good viscosity. You can see it running down the glass here. So that's one thing that's always good to see in a nice bourbon, is how well it coats your Glencairn, and then how well you see it kind of, the oils just kind of separating and streaming down your glass. I get maple and I get oak. I don't know if you guys like true maple syrup. I am a maple syrup type of junkie. So this is probably going to be right in my wheelhouse. Nice long legs on this thing, even for a 90 proofer. So lots of good oils in there. Getting a little bit of caramel with it. Tiny bit of like cinnamon. So this is kind of reminding me of like French toast. I don't know how you guys do your French toast, but here we'll have, you know, some eggs, some cream, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla in there when we make a French toast. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of that cinnamon, kind of that burnt cinnamon smell that you get when I'm making the French toast. And then maple syrup on top of it. Let's see what we got for a taste. Buttery maple syrup. That's exactly what you're getting with this. 91 proof, great mouthfeel. I mean, you know, at 91 proof, I know I drink a little heavier proof on than things. This has an exceptional mouthfeel to it, though. So, getting some caramel, getting a nice buttery feel to it, and getting a little spice on the tongue there, so it kind of makes you wonder what the mash bill is. Does it have some rye in it? Plenty of maple syrup, but not overwhelmingly sweet like maple syrup can be. Sometimes the maple syrup can be super, super sweet, and I'm a super sweet kind of person, but this is more of a refined type of taste, almost like you would have if something was baked with some maple syrup in it. So you get the flavor and some of the sweetness, but not the overpowering sugariness that some people will get. I'm definitely impressed with this. I've been hunting for this for so long. I was so worried that I would drink it and I'd be like, okay, I don't like it. I do. I like it a lot. Am I going to try to get another bottle when the new series comes out so I can compare them? Yes. I like it. I like it that much. But I know that I'm a desserty, sweet kind of bourbon kind of person. I know I like higher proof, but this has got good flavor. It's got a nice finish to it for something that's only 91 proof. So I'm definitely enjoying that part of it. Do get a little bit of a bready note in there. Like I said, I do get a little bit of like a baking spice towards the back of this. So I'm just wondering what the mash bill is. I'll have to look into that a little bit better. I definitely enjoy the product. I've actually probably like it better than my 14-year Widow Jane over here. And I've got another Widow Jane, I think a 10-year. I'll have to do a blind up, but of course this is going to be a telltale because of the maple on it. But still, I kind of want to do a blind off to see which of these I really like the best. So interested in that. And this one's a bit higher proof too. I think this one's, no, it's not too high. So this one's only 99 proof. So I'm not getting any big time burners with the Widow Jane, but it's a good product. So I'll have to try this out versus the 10-year versus the 14-year, see which one I like the best. If you've got the Widow Jane Decadence, please let me know what your thoughts are on it. I'm getting a tiny bit of that cinnamon on the back. The oak, even though I get more oak in the nose, it's not really drying on the palate. You just get subtle hints of it, so it's not overpoweringly oaky. It's not super overpoweringly sweet. Get the cinnamon on it, get a little bit of like a baking spice type of thing going on, and get a little bit of a bready note with it. Definitely getting the maple shining through, some butter coming through this. Great mouthfeel, medium to medium long finish on this. All in all, this is a winner for me. Like I said, I will hunt the next batch for a comparison to see how they are. But after that, I may have to let them drink down to figure out if I want to go after something again. But it's enough where I'm going to get the next batch to compare, just because I'd like that to do that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean you have to do that kind of stuff, but I like to do that kind of stuff. Robert, he's super good sport. I'll give him this too. Robert is a New England Patriot fan. My Dolphins happen to be fortunate enough to. It's hard for me to call it Gillette Stadium, but go into Foxborough and win a game. And that's tough to do. Belichick is such a good coach. But he's a great sport about it, Robert. I appreciate that. So it's always fun. And I've got another one coming up this week. David at Whiskey Bank. He's a Broncos fan. I'm a Dolphin fan. He's kind of already said he's resigned to this season all over. I'm like, dude, you still got 15 games. But our teams will play this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that too. But I hope you and your family are having an amazing time. If there's anything, and I'll tell you this, not a lot of bourbon channels can say this, but if you ever need something that you need prayed for, I pray for a lot of people. Let me know. I'll pray for you. I think there's a lot of power in prayer. You probably don't get that a lot of bourbon channels, but it is what it is, and I am who I am. But you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for growing the channel. God bless.